Let's welcome candidates for the Board of Education. So each of you has 90 seconds to give a statement about who you are and why you are running.
Good morning. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Jill Wins. Most of you know me. I've been on the Board of Education for 20 years. And this year I am privileged to also be the president of the California School Boards Association. I represent 963 school districts and over 5,000 school board members. I think this position is enormously important to us in San Francisco, to our community, to our school district. Through my leadership and CSBA's influence, we've been able to stave off $37 million in annual cuts that were in the governor's budget proposal. We have to still keep working to make sure that happens and that we have a fairer funding system for all school districts. And as you also probably know, I've made school funding kind of the focus of my service. I've been part of 12 local school funding measures, all supported by this club, as I have always been, even when it was the District 8 Democratic Club, and that have raised $2.5 billion of local money for schools. The school district is doing well. Unlike previous times when I come to you for your support, the school board is more cohesive and together. This is not about fights on the school board anymore. That's a good thing. This is about moving us forward. We had released the test scores last week. They're really extraordinary gains that we've seen, especially in the lowest performing parts of town in the southeast. That's the work that we're doing. I'd like to continue doing that work and leverage my statewide leadership for our benefit.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shimon Walton, candidate for San Francisco Board of Education. I thank you for allowing me this time here this morning. This is my district of residence. I am endorsed by your supervisor, John Avalos, and so I really appreciate that endorsement as we work together and as I work towards serving on the Board of Education. The thing that, for me and why I'm running is I want to make sure that every child in San Francisco has an opportunity for success, and I believe that SFUSD is that vehicle for success. My focus is increasing revenue for the district. My focus is decreasing the achievement gap for many of our students and creating an after-high school going culture. I've worked in the schools and provided tutorial programs, universal access to screening, kindergarten transition programs. I have a master's in public administration. I managed millions of dollars for the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. I'm the current executive director of Young Community Developers, but my whole life and my whole career has been about making sure that we give young people an opportunity to be successful. And those are the things that I will bring to the board, working together on collaborative efforts to make sure that our students have that opportunity for success. More vocational programs back into the schools, more opportunities for learning, school to career opportunities, as well as working with the mayor and the board of supervisors on alternative resources to bring into the board. Examples like there's billions of dollars in development coming to San Francisco. Let's work on a system where we can get some of those development revenues directly into the classroom. Shimon Walton, candidate for San Francisco Board of Education, and thank you for having me here this morning.
And Soto.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be here at this station. I'm Gladys Soto, and I'm running for the school board. I also want to help every single kid in San Francisco to have success in their life in terms of academic, and that's why I decided to run. I'm a Latino mom who has 2 kids in the San Francisco Unified District. I don't know if you know, but it has been over 4 years without Latino representation, and it has been over 10 years without a Latino mom's perspective. The Latino kids represent 25% of the school population, and there's no representation. And when we talk about the importance of closing the achievement gap, my goal is to continue the work of past commission and present commissioners. I just want to make sure that the achievement gap is closed or minimized. But I want to bring my perspective as a Latino man who's representing a big sector of the population. I have been endorsed by common advocates, David Supervisor Campos, Lenator Leno, Leland Yee, Commissioner Sandy Fuhrer, Kim Sri-Mafos, Emily Murase. I was the associate more people, but I don't have time. I was the associate executive director of Mission Council, and I provided, believe me or not, more services than to anybody that District 11. I became a counselor, moved to associate executive director, working with substance abuse, mental health, HIV, homelessness, people on parole, people on probation, people on pretrial and all of that. And I know that District 11, as you know, is the biggest, the neighborhood, the biggest rate of people in those situations. I have to stop, but I wish I could. But thank you very much.
Candidate Paul Robertson.
Good morning, my name is Paul Robertson. I'm running for school board. I'm a resident of this district. I live a few blocks away, and I also have run small businesses on Ocean Avenue, right up the street since 1992, 93. I'm running for school board. I think what the school district needs is some common sense solutions for the problems. I think one of the biggest problems that we have right now in San Francisco Unified School District is that we're losing students every year. We lost 500 incoming freshmen this year. That's $2.5 million that we're not going to have this year. And I think the common sense solution to that is that we need to have neighborhood schools. I think we lose too many kids to the Catholic schools, which are great schools. And also a lot of people move out of town. Without students, there's not going to be any schools, there's not going to be any teachers. I think we need to get the students to come back to the schools. Also, we need to support our teachers. They talk about closing the achievement gap, but you can't close the achievement gap if your teachers can't teach. There has to be consequences and discipline starting from kindergarten all the way up to middle school. You have to support your teachers in that case. Also, if you look at the test scores, I think I read that the test scores was English proficiency in English was 57%, and I think the last time I checked, 57% was an F. So I think we need a lot of work in that. Thank you.
Candidate Sam Rodriguez.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay, buenos días, damas y caballeros. Mi nombre es Sam Rodriguez, Toro. Like Shimon Walton, we come from very similar backgrounds. Although we were born and raised in different geographical places. I was born and raised in the South Bronx, and was a client of Head Start, and went on to a career in education and workforce development. I come into this journey from two perspectives. Number one, I am a parent of a 7-year-old second grader in public school. Number two, I am the legislative director of the Parents Association for the district. Now, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to put forth two bold ideas. We are on a critical point in our education system. 41,000 kids that live in the Mission, Outer Mission, Ingleside, Excelsior are at the poverty or below the poverty level. We have to change that equation. I am proposing a $25 million fund, right, on a tax on businesses, specifically for science and math education. Science and math education, K through 3, must be integrated into the basic curriculum of reading and writing. Why? It's game changing. If we want to build the biggest world-class system, if we want to be the tail end of the Silicon Valley, we have to make this investment. Second big idea, and just like Shimon Walton and I, we have a lot of experience working with the building and trades. We're going to take advantage of the governor's modernization budget and build a trade school hub, okay? Not at the high school level, not an expansion of O'Connell High School, but at a middle school. At 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Carpentry, welding, electricity, and geographic information system. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Rich Norton.
Good morning. Are you ready? Good morning. I'm Rachel Norton. I'm running for re-election to the Board of Education. I am a parent of 2 middle school students in the district, one of whom has special needs. And since I've been on the board, I have really focused on holding the district accountable for increasing achievement, for transforming special education, and for increasing transparency in our decision making. If you saw the test scores, which Commissioner Wins referred to, that were reported in the Chronicle last Saturday, we are making progress. Test scores are not everything. They are not necessarily the judge of a wonderful school, but we are measured by them, and our achievement is going up. We have the highest expectations for students than we have ever with our new A through G graduation requirements. Our truancy rates are falling, and our graduation rates are rising. We are on the right track. For special education, we did a review 2 years ago of top to bottom of our programs and services for students with disabilities. We have a long way to go to improve those programs, but we are making progress. When my daughter entered the district, she was not able to apply to many schools in the district because we didn't allow children to be fully included at every school, and now we do. That's a big change. I've used my website, rachelnorton.com, to communicate with constituents. I recap every board meeting and provide really a window into what's happening at the school board that it would be very hard to get otherwise. I think going forward, we're going to have continued challenges with our budget. We're going to need a school board that is cohesive, that's working together, and that is independent and committed to doing the right thing for students. I would be very pleased to have your endorsement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beverly Hoyen-Kopek, and I would like to be your District 11 candidate. I was born and raised here in District 11, and I was named after the street, Beverly Street. My middle name is Francis. I'm named after the city, and it's because I'm an immigrant. I'm a first-time immigrant. The English that you hear today was not the English that I spoke back in the 70s when I was at the Head Start program on Logo Street, down the street from Minnie Love. And being a Chinese person without speaking Chinese and not being able to speak standard English has been very difficult for me. Living in District 11, seeing the changes in demographics, crime, and lack of support in this district is always at my heart. That was a long time ago. That's the 70s. I'm very optimistic. I'm an active public school parent. My kids attend a public school here in our district, Jose Ortega Elementary School. And for the past 5 years, I've been an active mom there, raising money, doing good for our community, getting the community involved, being part of the OMI Community Collaborative, and even providing green education services through the nonprofit agency I used to work at, Asian Inc., free service to the OMI. I'm running because I also teach at Skyline College. I see kids, when they leave public school, they go to a community college and they don't have the critical skills to read, write, express themselves, do basic math. I have kids in the schools and I want to bring that perspective to the school board. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Matt Haney. I'm running for the Board of Education. I'm honored to be here to talk with you all. I'm running because, like all of the folks up here, and I'm sure like all of you, I believe that the most critical challenge that we face as a community is whether we can provide a high-quality 21st century education to every single one of our young people. And as we know, right now, we're leaving way too far too many of our young people behind. Here in San Francisco, there's a lot of really positive things that are happening. There's a lot of things that we should be proud and excited about. But as you know, we live in one of the most progressive, one of the wealthiest, one of the most innovative cities in the entire world. And if we can't make sure that every single of our young person has that educational opportunity that they deserve from living in this city, then I don't think we live up to those standards. I'm someone who has benefited tremendously from public education. I grew up here in the Bay Area in a middle-class single-parent home where I really needed public education. When my mom dropped me off at school, she needed to know that I was not just going to be taken care of and I was going to be safe and learn how to read and write, but also that I was going to have all the opportunities that I could possibly dream of in my life. I've been able to go to UC Berkeley, Stanford School of Education, Stanford Law School, and over most of the past 10 years, I've been involved in the fight for public education to make sure that those opportunities that I had are available to the next generation. I'm the executive director of the UC Student Association, which is the statewide advocacy organization for all UC students in California. I also started an organization, Citizen Hope, here in San Francisco, where we brought hundreds of new volunteers and thousands of dollars into our schools. I serve on the Public Education Enrichment Fund Committee, and I have a lot of experience as a student advocate, a policy analyst, and someone who I think will bring a new perspective and also continue the great things that we're already doing.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kim Garcia-Meza. I'm very pleased and proud to be here speaking with you. I have the great honor to have the endorsement of your supervisor, John Avalos, also the endorsements of Commissioner Fewer and Norman Yee. I came in 1989 to San Francisco after graduating from Stanford University to attend the San Francisco State University's teacher credential program, and I was a Spanish bilingual teacher in the Southeast Zone in the Mission District for the next 11 years. After teaching in the district as a paraprofessional, as a student teacher, and as a classroom teacher, I also served as a United Educators San Francisco building rep on the executive board, and was asked to be on their negotiating team when Rojas was superintendent. So I have classroom experience, and I have also a union experience. And when we started our family in 2001, I left the classroom, but I did not leave education. Because I was a kindergarten through third grade Spanish bilingual teacher, I became very interested with young children in early literacy, and had the privilege of being both a parent and a teacher for the Reading Tree, which is a nonprofit that focuses on early literacy development in our disadvantaged communities. 6 years ago, I live right off Ocean Avenue. I opened up a Spanish language preschool in my home. We now serve 24 children, most of whom are Spanish speaking. When our children entered the public schools back in 2006, we chose a school in the southeast quadrant. Our children all started school at Flynn Elementary. Our youngest still goes to Flynn Elementary as a first grader. It's a school.
Thank you.
I have my resume on the table. Thank you for your time.
Sandra.
Great. Hi. Good morning. My name is Sandra Lee Fewer. I'm running for re-election to the San Francisco Board of Education. I am a fourth-generation San Franciscan Chinese American. 4 generations of my family have attended San Francisco public schools. I've been a PTA president for 12 terms, have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the school district. My 3 children are proud graduates of the San Francisco public schools and are doing just fine. So I believe that public education is the foundation of our democracy. It has the most profound effect on individuals and on society as a whole. I'm proud to say that I am endorsed by John Avalos, Coleman Agri Fund, and also Mark Sanchez, the principal of Cleveland Elementary School. On the board, I have authored a couple of resolutions that I'm particularly proud of. One is restorative practices that has reduced our suspensions by 500 suspensions in 1 year. Before I was elected to the board in 2008, I served for 8 years working as the director of parent organizing and education equity for Coleman Advocates for Children and Youth. And there I wrote Helpcraft, the first equity education platform for San Francisco public schools. I spoke to over 500 parents a year, helping them to navigate this sometimes horrendously hard system to understand. As my colleague said, we're on an upward trajectory here, and schools in your district are also doing very, very well. I am proud to say that I have visited schools in your area, and I think they have great leadership, and we have switched a couple of principals out, but I want to assure you that all of us on the board have made those decisions very wisely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.